Boom, what's good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana. It kind of cut out for a minute. I am Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals, coming to you on this special Monday. Every Monday, I don't know what time every Monday, but Monday definitely. Every Monday, it could be after Monday Night Football, it could be at 3:00, it could be at 1:00, but every Monday we will be here to talk about the New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys. But I'm with my boy all time, Caleb. How are you, my man?
I'm good, man. Restful bye week for me and the Cowboys. So just I'm ready for get some football back. Watch my team play because I definitely it's just been a week. I already miss it.
Shout out to Star Drew in the chat. How do you start, Drew? Yeah, I hate bye weeks, man, because the Giants also had a bye week. So really, we got nothing to talk about. Well, actually, I have something to talk about. Something
I
happened on
got
the
lots
bye
to talk
week.
about. I got plenty of talk about.
Well, I do too, because I can talk. But
yeah, I mean, I'm definitely with the stuff happened over the last week. So
yeah,
a lot of stuff happened during the first half of the season. So I got plenty to talk about.
Yes, we're gonna kind of break down first half. Highlight some good things, highlight some bad things. Then we're gonna predict the second half as well. Also, too, we're gonna outlook the NFC East because allegedly it was gonna be a horrible division this year. NFC East is what people were calling it, but now we're one of two divisions that has no. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, they lost. Yeah, they lost. Damn. Well, no, we're one of two divisions that has three teams with 6 wins though. We're one of two divisions that it's us in the AFC East. The AFC East has three teams with 6 wins. We also have you know what I mean. But we have a 4-5 team. They have a 5-4 team. You know what I mean. So it's close margins. We're like similar. Both New York teams are 6-2. Then you got Miami is 6-2, Dallas 6-2, and then Buffalo 6-2. But the difference between us and them is Eagles are 8-0. So like there's that difference. We are one of two teams with three teams with 6 wins in this division, aka the NFC East. So let's break it down, Caleb. I'll talk about what happened with the Giants on the bye week that that may haunt them, may not haunt them. We'll see. But Caleb, hit me.
All right.
We're not talking about the Cowboys. I'm not playing the soundbite. Like I'm not playing the soundbite. We're not talking about the Cowboys. Are we talking about the Cowboys or are we talking about overall NFC East?
I don't know what you were waiting for.
Do you want me to play the soundbite?
I felt like you were gonna play the glory hole one or something like that.
Are we specifically talking about the Cowboys though? Your topic's Cowboys related or overall NFC East related?
All mine are Cowboys related.
Okay.
We'll say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
All right, let's break it down. How about them Cowboys in the first half of the season?
All right. Like you were talking about, I'll start with what happened going over last week. Obviously, the trade deadline was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone receiver, we were looking into receiver a lot.
Oh yeah, the trade deadline as well. Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Everybody was talking about
because the trade deadline was a lot of things happened this trade deadline. More than usual, really. More than usual. It's always like 1 or 2 people get traded, but like what, like 6 people, 10 trades? 10 trades?
It was like 10 trades.
10 trades? That's crazy. In the NFL, though. In like the NFL, 10 trades?
More than that. And more than that, though, I think that was just 10 trades.
No, like during trade week. During like the trading deadline week.
Because I saw that list. I mean, they didn't include our trade. So, I mean.
No. Yeah. So like your Jonathan Hankins trade was 2 weeks ago. So about during trade deadline week, it was 10. 10 just that week by itself. It's more than 10 overall, but in that week, it was 10, which was wild.
Yeah. But like I was saying, we obviously there was a lot of rumors that we were going to trade for Brandon Cooks with the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't get it done. I think it was majority because of his how much money we had to pay him.
Was it $18 million guaranteed?
Yeah, which would have upset me too if we did go with him, because that's just what we were going to pay Amari Cooper. So I don't understand what like that was the one thing that was a big mistake, and obviously that's what been saying was letting go of Amari Cooper. I didn't agree with that. I thought that was dumb. It was a dumb move. And then you're gonna go and try to trade for a different guy that's you're gonna pay the same amount to. That doesn't make any sense. You could have just kept Amari Cooper the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, that doesn't make any sense. But as far as the draft picks, I didn't really care about that. Draft, I mean, trade whoever, whatever draft picks you need to. Especially because we just let go Tristan Hill, who was a second round draft pick, who was the first pick in the 2019 draft for us.
Because you only had his, yeah, you didn't have a first round
we
pick.
traded for Amari Cooper, and we just got rid of him. We just released him. We have a lot of depth at our deep zone line right now. But the one thing we were needed was a run stopper, and we did trade for Jonathan Hankins to help with that. And that's not what Tristan Hill does. He's more 3 technique. We need more a big run stopping 1 technique. And we already had 2 good 3 techniques with Gallimore and Chauncey Golston. So Tristan Hill became expendable, and we released him. He wasn't very productive overall. I mean, I think he was getting better, but he was injured for most of his first 2 years, and then after that, he just didn't have he wasn't getting that many production out of him. So we let him go. Not that too big of a deal, except that we could have kept another young guy and John Ridgway, who had to get let go earlier this season. Wish he was a rookie, and I wish we would have kept them because you just let go Tristan Hill anyway. So that was kind of dumb as well. And then the next thing that happened that's been currently happening is these Odell Beckham Jr. rumors that be going on with the Cowboys.
My dead body.
Well, it says it's more getting going. There's a lot more talk going on. Odell himself has named the Cowboys as a place he would want to sign with.
Yeah, he named 4 people in that interview. It was Buffalo, Giants reunion, Cowboys, and someone else. I don't know who it was. The Buffalo contingent is really being pushed by Von Miller. Von Miller's really pushing for it.
Yeah,
Von, you can sit this one out. Stay in your corner. You stay away from him. You hear me? Swear to God.
And
you're talking to a man who had to watch him wear a Browns jersey and watch Cleveland Browns destroy him. Like y'all ungrateful, man. I miss Odell Beckham Jr. He should have retired a Giant. I'm so mad. He had the greatest rookie season of all time. People forget about that. Caleb, he had 13,010 yards that season, right? In 12 games, in 12 touchdowns. He missed 4 games. No preseason. He was injured. He had shin splints. And in 12 games, he rolled doubles like, I'll get you 1,300 yards like that, dog. And 12 touchdowns. And that's what he did, man. How do you let that man go? That's why I hate David Gettleman. How you let that man go? How you let him? You let the offensive line, you know what? Continue.
All right, but like I said, more and more talks been happening with him. At least that's what has been going around. For me, it depends on what type of Odell Beckham we're getting. I don't know how. We already got a guy coming off an ACL, and Michael Gallup. He's been taking.
You mean like injury wise? Okay. I thought you were talking about like which Odell's like. No, you're gonna get the Odell.
No, like the injured Odell, or are we gonna get the Odell that we had that the Rams got? That's what I'm talking about. Because we got a guy that with the ACL, Michael Gallup, he has taken some time to get back, and it's been taking him a little bit of time to do so. He couldn't even run certain routes in like his first couple of games, like these stop and go routes of any type of cuts he was making. He was he had a hard time doing that. It was more of the nonstop routes like post or go route or something like that he's more had, or it's just a regular slant that he was able to do. And if we're just going to get that from Odell Beckham, and I don't see the point of citing him if we already have that, especially we're going to have another guy coming back in James Washington. He seems to be about a week out. So I don't know how well he's going to come in and get acclimated to things as well. So do we need to add him? If, like I said, if we're going to get the Odell that the Rams got, then hell yeah, go get him.
Also,
go
too,
sign
though,
him.
but here's the thing: people forget about it. He tore his ACL in Cleveland. See, he tore it in Cleveland, right? And then he waited the following year until like late in the season, and then when Robert Woods got hurt, the Rams signed him. and it took him a couple weeks to get into the Rams system, and then boom, he finally figured out, and then he had that great half in the Super Bowl. This same thing, you know. Unfortunately, he's 30 with 2 ACL injuries in 3 years. So there's that.
Yeah.
You know, well, 2 out of the 4, because so like you're 30, you just tore your ACL twice. You know, I want to believe in the human strength and overcoming obstacles, but your body may tell you sometimes like, yeah, I don't think you can overcome that obstacle, my man, because you have no knee or like no tendon in the knee or no muscle in the knee or what happens. You're 30 with 2 ACL injuries in 3 years. You know what I mean? If you guys get Rams Odell Beckham Jr. towards the end of the season, I hope you don't get him at all. I hope the Giants get him because Giants need receivers. I'll take the ghost of Odell Beckham Jr. at this point. Just give me the ghost. I don't
He said
care.
he was open to coming back to the Giants.
Funny enough, Joe Shane, Mr. I say nothing but say a lot at the same time. He in an interview with Tiki Barber and Brennan Tierney. I don't know his last name. He said Tiki was like, "Hey, the streets is talking. They want Odell. What's up with that?" And Joe was like, "We have been in contact with his representatives. We have been talking to him." He said, you know, so, and he's the thing too, like when he talked about it, he didn't bring up the money aspect. He just said, we've been talking to him. You know, sometimes, you know, when you want to like kind of like talk yourself out of a guy, you bring up like, the money, I don't know if he fits. He just said, we've been talking to his representatives, and if he's healthy, we'll have a conversation. We're talking to everybody. He never brought up reasons why not to do it. You know what I mean? Or I don't think I remember he did. So there's that. GMs do that all the time. They talk to themselves out of getting a player, you know, like, I don't know, can he fit? I don't know the money. I don't know, you know. Joe Shane was like, we've been talking to his representatives, seeing if he's healthy. So I'm like, I'm something like
he just got cleared, right? Like
this week. This week he has been his representative said he'll be cleared this week.
Okay.
And I think today it was
but I don't even know what that means. Is it like cleared to run, cleared to play football?
Yeah, exactly. Cleared to do what? Cleared to what? Cleared to walk without a brace? Like cleared to jump, cut, run? Like what are you cleared to do? Play football? Like I don't know. What are you cleared to do? You know, like can you run against air? Like let's do step 1. Can you run a route against air? You know? And here's the thing with Michael Gallup, Caleb, you brought it up. It's the cutting, the post, the slant. No, the corner, you know,
it's like stop and go, any hook
stop and goes, you know, like
or comeback route.
Right here, right, yeah, like right here, you're still thinking like, can this knee hold up? Can it hold up? Can it hold up? And it's all a mental game. And when you finally get past it, like this knee is good, then you can do the thing. That's what Michael Gallup, he's still like scared. He's still scared.
Yeah, I mean, he did better, but they did do routes that, you know, like
shout out to Mike with OTR Mike. Yo, what's up, fellas? Shout out Mike. Mike had a great show today.
Kellen Moore schemed up some routes that were nonstop routes that, you know, he didn't have to, you know, stop and go like an in and out, where he could it was just a continuous route. And then he did get open with those. So it was good to see. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what he can and can't do. I don't know what Odell Beckham we're actually going to get, and how much, and even how much money we would sign him for. Exactly. And are you really getting your money's worth at that point? But we do need a receiver. I mean, we were playing with we were playing 3 tight end sets. We were like most of the game we had just 2 receivers out there with just Gallup and CeeDee Lamb.
That's what we were doing. That's what
because Noah Brown was hurt, and you know we don't really, and we're not going to put Jalen Tolbert too much out there because he's still a rookie. He hasn't really, you know, gotten up to speed yet. So I mean, we do need the depth. We do need a receiver right now.
Well, that's the thing. Like that's what the Giants were doing most of the season, right? They played 3 tight end sets, and they would occasionally throw a receiver out there, but it was always 2 receivers. And I think the injury to Daniel Bellinger is going to be more crushing than people think it is, because Daniel Bellinger was the key, because you know, he's not just a receiver, he's a tight end. He plays tight end. You know, like I break down tight ends to 2 separate tight ends who are very good receivers. Jimmy Graham, just Jimmy Graham pretty much, you know, like just receiving tight ends, you know. And then there's tight ends who are like, this is the tight end. George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, Mark Andrews, they play tight end. You can put them as a blocker, Gronk, and then if you need him to receive, they'll receive. But then there's tight ends you just need to like, they just can catch the ball only. So like just let them catch the ball. So that I think the Daniel Bellinger injury is gonna actually hurt us more in the long run if you think about it. Continue, Caleb.
Yeah, so we'll see where he's at that. If he looks good, then yeah, like I said, go ahead and sign him. But other than that, you know, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. And I do want to see what we get out of James Washington. Going forward.
He hasn't played. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know.
But that's what's going currently. Right now with the Cowboys. I don't know if you want me to go over what through the half the season, or you want to get to the stuff that the Giants are doing right now.
Well, the Giants aren't doing anything right now. Like, this is what the Giants are doing. Let's do the Giants thing. Let's do the Giants. We don't have a good soundbite for that anyway. But here's the thing. Big news coming out of the bye week. Xavier McKinney got hurt. They were in Cabo. Him and the crew. Jihad Ward was there, and he broke his hand in an ATV accident or an ATV event. They were ATVing, and he broke his hand. You know what I mean? So one of our players we need, our free safety, that, the patrols, the back end of the field, is hurt. Yeah. And here's the thing. This is when we'll find out if he was actually a valuable piece or is just a pick that we loved, right? When he's injured, can the scheme overcome his absence, right? We're about to find out because he's going to be out for at least 4 to 6 weeks. He broke his hand.
Y'all do vacations wrong. Y'all have the boat trips and the ATVs.
Calm. Tony Romo went to Cabo with Jessica Simpson.
So and we lost. And we lost the
exactly.
guy.
And we lost. Yeah, zip it. All right. Entire nation, Cowboys nation blamed the woman for wanting to go on vacation with her man. It ain't her fault. He should have said no. That's his fault. All right. And then they broke up. Sorry for Jessica Simpson. But yeah, the point is, he's gonna be out for 46 weeks. He's gonna come back, and they're gonna, old school football. He's gonna tape a club around his hand. His hand's gonna be a club. If he, that happens all the time. They bring it out and make it a club. But the problem is, I need you to catch interceptions if you're a free safety, goddammit. I don't need you to have a club on your hand. You're not the strong safety who's Julian Love, who's always in the box and blitzing. Then you occasionally blitz. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? There's actually a stipulation in everybody's contract that says you can't do ATV stuff or we'll eliminate your guaranteed money.
Does it specifically say ATVs?
Yes, specifically. They list out They list out activities. No, they list out activities you cannot do. You can't go skydiving. You can't go ATVing. You can't go parasailing. You can't do these events. You can't go squirrel diving or squirrel suit diving. You can't do those stuff.
Squirrel diving.
The squirrel suit. You dive on the squirrel suit. You know the squirrel suits, right? You can't. Yeah. The point is, you can't do that stuff. You can't. The Giants have an option to eliminate any guaranteed money he's guaranteed. No more money. None of the money they can eliminate it. We're not paying you nothing. And they have an option to cut him with justification. They're not going to, because he's 23 and he's like one of the cornerstones of the defense. But they're not happy. I wouldn't be happy if I was Brian Daboll. I would rip that C off his chest, because you're not a captain. You're being stupid. You out here trying to be like Jihad Ward. Jihad Ward knows how to ride an ATV. You don't. What are you doing? Just be a tourist. Drive around. Have some fun. And I'm not he got hurt. I'm mad that now people are going to be like, we don't need Xavier McKinney. We don't need him. I root for Xavier McKinney. I'm a big fan of Xavier McKinney. I'm mad now that you're giving people ammunition to see you're not worth it. No, it means you're not worth it, bro. And that's the problem. Shout out to Adelia in the chat. Shout out to Adelia. Hey, everybody. Shout out to Adelia. She's they're recording starting 11 today, by the way. Starting 11 with her and Snark. Will be releasing tomorrow at 3:00. Shout out to Arsenal. 1-0 against Chelsea. Sucks to suck, Snark. Go Gunners. Shout out to Davon. Shout out to you. But man, what do you you gotta punish them, man. You gotta punish them, bro. You gotta be safe. Take the C off his chest, and we're gonna see if he's important to the scheme. Is Xavier McKinney important to the Wink Martindale scheme? If we collapse as a defense because he's not there, then we may not re-sign him when his rookie contract's up. You know what I mean? We may just sign like a cheap person, just fill the void, or draft another kid, So we'll see. We'll see on that. What else did the Giants do? Brian Daboll had an interview on the Lebertard Network that showed his personality, and I quite enjoy Brian Daboll. I think he's a good coach. He's not a great coach because he really hasn't won anything. Great coaches have won stuff. You're a good coach until you actually win something of meaning. You know what I mean? Like Mike McDaniel's a good coach, but he hasn't won anything. Kyle Shanahan's a good.
But I mean, when you become a great coach, because I mean, even Super Bowl winning coach, I don't know. Sometimes people be saying you're just a good coach, even if after you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like Mike McCarthy.
Yeah,
Mike McCarthy. Bill Cowher.
So when you became a great coach,
well, sustained success, more than one Super Bowl, I guess. Bill Belichick.
So you have to win more than one Super Bowl. So Mike Tomlin's not a good coach, or not a great coach.
He's a good coach. Yeah,
he's just a good coach.
No, we use the word great a lot. Like great is a powerful word. Great is a powerful word. You know what I mean? Like you're eating food and you say, "Oh, this is good food," but then like when you finally have great food, you say, "Great food. This is great food." You don't want to use the opponent of great. The opponent of great is good. I don't want to be good. I want to be great. If you're okay with being good, fine, be good. Get out of my face. I want to be great. You know what I mean? You can be a good coach, sustainably a good coach, and but if you're not winning anything of meaning, I'm gonna call you great. Like, and here's the thing too. Like, a lot of coaches have won Super Bowl that are good coaches, but would you call them great coaches? Like Brian Billick has a Super Bowl, right? Yeah. But do people call Brian Billick a great coach? John Gruden has a Super Bowl. Do people say John Gruden is a great coach? Or do they call Gruden and Brian good coaches? You know what I mean? Would you, if I say, here are the two coaches, which one's great? Bill Belichick or John Gruden? Which one's a great coach?
Well, I mean, that's easy.
Well, exactly.
It's the greatest of all time versus.
That's what I'm saying. Like Doug Peterson's a good coach. He's a good coach. Yeah. Like what's wrong with having a delineation from really good to good coaches to great coaches? Mike Tomlin's a great coach. He can't beat Bill Belichick. I love Mike Tomlin. I love Mike T. Good coach. He knows how to run an organization properly. I love Doug Peterson. He's a good coach. But Doug Peterson, like winning the Super Bowl is hard. That's, winning a Super Bowl is very hard. And I commend coaches. But, good coaches can be right once a season and you're good, But greatness is sustainability. I go to Deion Sanders. He said the Hall of Fame has been diluted. There's a lot of very good players in the Hall of Fame. Very good players. They're not great like me or great like Deacon Jones or great like Eric Dickerson, like great players. There's a bunch of very good players, good. And then there's some that are good players. But what is greatness? That's the thing we need to define as what makes great, great, and what makes good, good. And here's the thing. People going to be like, you're being disrespectful. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But answer the question. We say he has one Super Bowl, but not say Brian Billick has one Super Bowl. Is Brian Billick great? Is John Gruden great? Is who's great? That's all I gotta say. What's greatness? What is greatness? That's the thing. We haven't defined greatness. Yep. What is greatness? Is it stats? Is it championships? Is it overall impact? What is greatness? No one knows. No one knows. No one knows what greatness is. And people who think they know what greatness is are lying because they're gonna create some arbitrary bullshit. Well, what is greatness? Shoot, Bill Belichick. And some people may not even think Bill Belichick's great. They'd be like, "Nah, Tom." Well, no, some people be like, oh, Tom Brady got him all them Super Bowls. He a good coach, but he needed Tom Brady. There's someone out there, Caleb, who thinks that.
He did need Tom Brady, but that does not make him not great.
Exactly. But there's someone out there who makes that argument saying he's a good coach. Tom Brady's the reason they got over the hurdle. You know, like there's someone out there who makes that argument. There's someone out there who makes that argument. You know, you may not agree with it, but someone's out there making that argument, and they believe it too. It's not like these TV people who like just go on the other side just to do it for money. Like there are people who actually believe that sentiment. You know, so what were we talking about again?
Dayball is a pretty good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach, but he hasn't done anything. He hasn't won anything. I want him to win. I want him to win multiple Super Bowls. I want him to create multiple Hall of Famers, but he hasn't done anything yet. So we'll see that. All right, continue with your thing.
Oh, you want me to go? I'm just going over like the state of the Cowboys so far this season. Obviously, we're 6-2 right now. Second in the NFC East, 5th seed in the entire NFC. Obviously, I thought before the season, I thought we'd be right here. Maybe one loss. 7-1, 6-2. I'm just pretty much right around here. But after that first game when Dak went down, we looked like complete garbage on offense, at least. I didn't think we'd be here. I thought the season was over. I was like, why, God? Why were you doing this to us again after we just did this in 2020? I've already seen this happen. Why do we have to go through this again? But Cooper Rush kept us through, man. Did a great job. I get down on Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy a lot on this show, but gotta give him credit because Moore schemed up the right game plan for us to win those games with a guy like Cooper Rush, not asking him to do too much, finally relying on the run game like he just has not been doing since he became the coordinator. And McCarthy, I think he's done a really good job getting us through that period of time without Dak and keeping us afloat. But I think the main reason, obviously, is because of our defense carried us, and that I give all the credit to Dan Quinn, what he's been able to do. We were historically the worst defense in 2020 of the Dallas Cowboys franchise, and then to turn it around to where we are right now in just 2 years is amazing to me. Of the job that Dan Quinn has done for our defense. A lot of it has to do with how well Michael Parsons has been playing the last season and a half. Mike Parsons,
I don't know, Brandon. They just be doing dumb shit all the time on bye weeks. God damn it! Don't even get me started on like the guy who got shot on his leg. Damn it, let's go, Bears.
Yeah. So Dan Quinn, Michael Parsons, a big reason for that. He looks like a defensive MVP candidate so far through this half the season. Playing amazing, pretty much doing everything for us. I don't know where we'd be at defensively without Michael Parsons helping the guys, all the guys, not just him, get sacks. He's been doing freaking amazing. And obviously, there's been a big story of Zeke and Pollard, who should get the carries and who should not get the carries. I think what the split that they have on carries is doing just fine. Zeke's getting those tough yards, those short yardage gains, those tough runs. Zeke's doing and great in pass protection. Tony Pollard, obviously explosive, and he obviously had a great game against the Bears, 131 yards, but it was on just 14 carries, and that's where he needs to stay at. That's where he needs to be at, because I think that's the first amount of carries for him. And then let Zeke take the rest. So I think that mix has done great for us, and I think we'll continue as long as we continue to do that. We're going to continue to be successful, and a lot has to do with our offensive line, run blocking, really great. And there was a lot of questions before the season. I was talking about you. I think a lot of the discussions was the question marks on this offensive line, what we're doing with the left tackle after Tyron Smith went down. The left guard had a lot of questions. Who was going to start there? Obviously, we bring in
the guard
Jason
who kept
Peters.
having his shoulder pop in and out.
That's the right tackle.
That was the right tackle? That was the guard.
Yeah, that's the backup right tackle. But we didn't know what we were doing with McGovern or who was going to start there. And then Tyler Smith obviously kicks out to left tackle. And then we bring in Peters and McGovern. I've kind of been going back and forth at guard. But overall, it's been great. I mean, I think for what we came from, I think it's looked really good, especially in the run game, pass protection, a little bit shaky on the left side with Tyler Smith, but I can't really complain. He's a rookie. He's going to have those mistakes. So overall, I think he's been doing an awesome job. And I think the offensive line as a whole has been really, really solid. And as far as Star Lucha brought up Diggs, I think the pass coverage has been doing excellent. A lot of that has to do with how much pass rush we're getting, because we're getting a ton of pass rush, which really helps out the back end. And Diggs been doing really good. It hasn't really got beat. I mean, with all the talk about how much Diggs gets beat, really hasn't getting beat this season. Unless you can show me some footage where he's getting constantly beat all the time. Obviously, he's going to get beat 1-2 times. But honestly, I really haven't seen it throughout this first part of the season. So all that talk kind of, pretty much silenced, honestly. And I like to see, honestly, Anthony Brown is the one that's kind of been having problems, getting beat a little bit, and I'm a little worried about that. But we lost Jordan Lewis for the season. But Deron Bland has come in, and he was a great rookie. That was a hell of a pick for us. He was late round pick. I know 5th or 6th round. Really been really good for us in that slot position. I like what I see from the safeties. Obviously, Curson and Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson been extremely well. Great tacklers and doing a lot for us. Lane Bannerich has been probably his best he's been since his rookie year. So linebacker core, and we get Damone Clark back, and we'll see what we get from him. Overall, I think our defense has been looking great, and we've been overall as a team. I'm very happy for what I've seen, especially when I thought the season was over. And going forward, I don't see us losing too many games. I mean, we were 6-2 last year at this point, and even though last year I think we were more talented, especially obviously at the receiver position, we were not talented, but I think we're a better team than we were last year, considering the defense is better, the special teams is better with Kevontae Turpin, because of Kevontae Turpin has returned a lot of good kicks. He's right there, so close to getting that touchdown return. And also the kicking situation, our kicker is way better than we had last year, because Brett Maher has pretty much made all his kicks that he's supposed to make. And so I think our defense and special teams been better. Offense, not as talented, but I like the different scheme that we're focusing on the run, like we didn't do last year. We so pass heavy last year. We got away from the run, but now we're sticking to the run. So honestly, overall, I think we're a better team at this point than we were going from last year, because last year I think we had just lost to the Broncos, and Dak was just getting back from an injury. So I really think at this point from last year, I think we're a better overall team going forward, and I think we're going to be pretty successful going forward, like we have been.
It's great, Caleb. It's great. All right, now the other boys in blue. I'm pleasantly surprised by the New York Giants. I wasn't expecting 6-2. I was expecting nothing really. Winning in spite of the injuries, finding ways to win. It's just, because like Fabian Monroe is a revelation this year. Played very well when we elevated him in the Jacksonville Jaguars game. Finally, we have a serviceable 1-2 corners, 1 and 2. Like they're good. They're good corners. It's not like we have James Bradbury in a shitty corner. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that. We have, is Adoree Jackson James Bradbury? No. By the way, James Bradbury is playing his lights out in Philly. I miss you, James, and I'm sorry David Gellman ruined your career. I apologize. So yeah, so like we don't have like a number one corner like this corner. Like we have solid. Adoree Jackson is a 1 on occasion, but I mostly see him as kind of like a secondary corner. as well as, so Fabian Monroe, he's a 2 corner. He's a solid corner too. And we have good corners, very good corners. So I'm happy about that. We found good corners. Safeties, Julian Love, out of his mind. I love Julian Love. This is my guy. This is my guy. Actually, another news update off of the field. The Giants are now in contract extension talk with Julian Love. They're talking, I don't know if they're going to get a deal done, but they are talking about getting a deal done. It's just talk right now. It's just talk right now. So there's that. Kayvon Thibodeau needs to hurry up, man. He needs to keep getting better week after week. The problem is, I was reviewing some tape online, trying to get bits and pieces of his game against Seattle. He wasn't winning some of those one-on-one matchups. And here's the thing too, like I get, you may not win a one-on-one matchup against like Charles Cross, who's a first-round tackle and who was the best pass protecting tackle in the draft. I get that. You may win one, lose one. I get that. But being beat by their right tackle, who's a 5th-round pick, and him like winning one-on-ones, not like, oh, he won a one-on-one, but there was also a chip. Like, no, like they were straight up winning one-on-ones. The New York Giants, their defensive linemen, they're not, like Dexter Lawrence is playing very well against, he's dominating guards. Dexter, Hot 97 is what I like to call him, because Sexy Dexy is not a good nickname at all. So Hot 97 is pretty. I like that nickname better, by the way. Shout out to Hot 97, not the radio station, but Dexter Lawrence. But like Kayvon Thibodeau, I'm sorry, like you need to get better. You had that great moment against Lamar and the Ravens. That's very good, man. I'm happy, but he should have been a menace against Seattle, but Seattle kind of shut the door on him a little. But here's the thing too, like I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say he's been playing great all year. Like, nah, there's been moments where I'm like, what are you doing? Against Seattle, Geno Smith rolls out the pocket, and Kayvon Thibodeau takes this horrible angle to sack Geno Smith. He overplays the angle. He's like over there, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that was a horrible angle, and Geno Smith slips it and gets 5 to 6 yards, and it's 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and 2, and he needs to play better. I'm sorry, like I get he missed like the first 2 games. I get it. He missed the first 2 games. That's cool. He missed the first 2 games. That's fine. But it's 6 games. You played 6 games. Come on. You've played 6 games. All right. I need some juice out of you, man. I need more juice out of you. Here's the thing. He's playing hard. He's always going 100%. Like he's always attacking. I'm not like, it's not his effort. He needs to finish. He needs to finish better. I'm not questioning his effort, because his effort's there. It's there. But he needs to finish, get a sack, finish people. If you're bull rushing, you put that man on his butt. You know what I mean? You make him feel your presence. Develop, where the pass rush moves. He's phenomenal at changing speed to power. One of the best in the draft. It was speed to power. Kayvon Thibodeau was very good. But everybody in the NFL is powerful. Some offensive linemen are fast. People think offensive linemen fast. What do you mean fast? No, some of them are fast. In that solid 5 yards, they're pretty quick. Yeah. They're pretty quick, man. They got quick feet. They feline feet. Feline feet, man. Boom, 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 bang, bang. They're there. They're not slow. You're not. This isn't a Pac-12 right tackle that you're facing. These are the best of the best. Especially Charles Cross, who was crazy. He was the 3rd best tackle in that draft, but he was a damn good tackle. Like he's like the first, whoever got Evan Neal, Ike Ekwonu, and Charles Cross was going to be happy, because Charles Cross was out of all 3 of them, he was labeled as the best pass protection tackle. In pass pro, he was better than Evan and Ike. That's what people said. Ike got the run game. Charles got the pass game. Evan Neal is overall, he the best of the best of both worlds, but like overall. But in a singular trait, Charles Cross in pass pro was a bad man pajama. You know what I mean? So, and he didn't play, man. He's still a rookie, but I need him to play. I need him to play better. I need him to play better, man. Seattle shut the door on him multiple times. They shut the door on him. And there was one time where he allowed them to shut the door on him, where he like fed into the block and they just drowned him out. They kind of just drowned him out. He didn't fight it. There's a couple plays that happened. He needs to play better. Because he's the guy that people going to look at you. You're the head of the line. You need to play better. Him, because Dexter Lawrence is doing his job. Dexter Lawrence is blowing expectations this year. You know, Wink Martindale's like, Dexter Lawrence is my guy. He's going to be good. Because Dexter Lawrence doesn't get off the field. He's a 3-down defensive tackle. You know, Wink Martindale has a 3-down defensive tackle. You know, run game, pass game, you can keep Dexter Lawrence on for both of them. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tony Hendo. Shout out to you, Tony Hendo. You know? So, like, you need to play better. All right? You need to play better. We have no wide receivers.
Yeah.
You know, at all. One of the big trades I think a week before trade deadline, we traded Kadarius Toney to the Chiefs, who played last week and Sunday night.
Don't have any receivers, and you're trading the ones you do have.
We're trading the ones we do have, I guess. We got a third and a sixth for him, so it is what it is. We need a receiver, man. We need a receiver, man. Like I said last week, man, the reason Seattle could stack the box against him is because they're like, hey, Tariq Woolen, go one-on-one with Marcus Johnson. It's like, sure, I'll go one-on-one with Marcus Johnson. Oh, yeah, hey, the other corner, go one-on-one with David Sills. Sure, I'll go one-on-one with David Sills. You ain't gonna have no safety help because you don't need no safety help. You know how disrespectful that is to a wide receiver? You're going one-on-one with no safety help? I'm sorry, but like Marcus Johnson and like David Sills, Darius Slayton, they gotta have some self-respect, bro. They're disrespecting you out there. Be like, yo, what? You going one-on-one me? Like that? Like, yeah, bro. Because he's the key, man. You stop Saquon Barkley. That's how you stop the New York Giants. It is what it is. And like I said, I've been thinking about it, man. I've been thinking about it. When Daniel Bellinger got hurt against Jacksonville, that was a big loss. People won't be, what do you mean it's a big loss? He's a rookie tight end. Who cares? The Giants like running three tight end sets because they like protecting Daniel Jones to give him a good pocket. You know, they don't trot out 4 receivers out there. They don't, because they don't have 4 receivers to trot out. So we were winning games with 3 tight ends: Daniel Bellinger, Chris Myrick, Tanner Hudson. Those were the tight ends we played, and Daniel Bellinger was the key because he was a good blocking tight end. He's doing pretty well, as well as he's a good receiver. And he knows how to run solid routes. I watched him at San Diego State. I was a big fan of him at San Diego State. When we drafted him, I was like, oh, I like Daniel Bellinger. Let's see if he can elevate himself. He's out for 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks with the eye injury. So he's going to be a big loss. He's the big loss for this team because he is the key. Because Tanner Hudson is the receiver, Chris Myrick is the blocker, and Daniel Bellinger is the tight end. You know what I mean? So we have all 3 of them on the field. Tanner Hudson, on the 2 touchdown runs with Daniel Jones against Chicago, Hudson ran on the route. Bellinger and Myrick blocked. Hudson ran the route, cleared out the safety, touchdown Daniel Jones. You see that? So Daniel Bellinger is the key, and we're gonna feel his absence in the next couple weeks. We're gonna feel it, and you know I'm gonna watch it. You know we're gonna activate Andre Miller, who broke his forearm in training camp. So he's probably gonna be activated on practice squad and then probably elevated maybe. But then that's it, man. Like the Giants really didn't do much. You know they just really didn't do much, really. Pretty much after that, because they're trying to win with the pieces they got. This is what makes great coaches great coaches. You hear the pieces, do something with it. And that, like Joe Shane is like, bro,
well, you need to get him the hell out of the one piece he does have, which is Saquon Barkley. So
exactly. But at one point, you know, that piece is gonna get stopped, and someone needs to help him. He needs to help him.
He did get stopped. He got stopped
against Seattle. Exactly. Because they're like, we don't need to respect these receivers. And we don't need to respect the two tight ends either, because the best tight end is injured. Daniel Bellinger. They didn't respect Tanner Hudson or Chris Myrick. There was a moment where Daniel Jones missed Darius Slayton on a big play. There's, but because he took the check down route, I think it was like a tight end, and he got like about 6 yards, and then like Darius was like kind of like he went loose, like ahead. I think Daniel Jones is just listening to the coaches. If you don't feel comfortable going deep, you go to the check down, and he's kind of playing a little scared with passing the ball. Running the ball, he'll run the ball. He ain't scared. But passing the ball, I think Daniel's is playing with a little fear. At one moment, you got to let it loose, man. You got to let it loose. If you get picked off, I tried to make a play. Darius Lane was running the seam. I'm trying to make a play. Don't play scared. Never play scared. You play scared, get off the field. Get off the field. Don't play scared. Don't play scared. Take a shot once in a while. Don't play scared. So there's that. Anything else Giants related? Nope. Nothing else. That's it.
NFC East.
Yeah, let's overall the NFC East. All right. So Thursday, the Eagles beat the Houston Texans to improve to 8-0. And they kind of really took it light against Houston because it was a Thursday night. They didn't overextend.
They struggled a little bit. They struggled the first half. It was tied game 17-17.
Yeah, but it's Thursday night though, man. You think they were taking it easy though?
That's what I said. I
don't think they were struggling. They were like, we just whooped this living snot out of Pittsburgh. Damn you, AJ Brown. Why'd you have to do that against Pittsburgh and not Houston?
Well, I think the one good thing they have been struggling throughout the season is the run game on the defense. They let teams run on them. They let Pierce get 139 yards. And I think that's been a common occurrence throughout this first part of the season for the Eagles. I think
they did trade for Robert Quinn.
Their one weakness is their run defense.
Yeah, they did trade for Robert Quinn, but that's more of a pass rushing thing.
Yeah, he's.
I think the NFL has made it clear. Like, if you get 150 yards on us, who cares? Just don't let them score. You know what I mean? I think the NFL is kind of like the Bears average 200 and 10 yards a game. What's their record? Not good. Yeah, exactly. So I think the NFL has realized like you can get 200 yards rushing. We just don't let you score. Just don't let them score. If they get to the red zone, field goal. Field goal. So I think really like run defense thing is kind of like. I think it's a philosophy now. They don't care about the rushing. They don't care about that. You can if you're wanting to give up a 50-yard run, but it's not a touchdown. I think people are fine with that. You just make sure they don't score. It's pretty much it. Like the yards are the yards. Sometimes yards are misleading. Like the Ravens game. The Ravens had more yards than us. They blew us out in the yardage department. We won. It happens. It happened. Yeah. Continue, Kelly.
In Washington, with the distance.
Oh man, they had it, man. They had them at the top. Hey man, here's what happens.
They were up 10 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then freaking Heineke, who was playing pretty well throughout the game, just threw a horrible interception.
Sailed it on their tight end. Was that Logan Thomas? He sailed it over Logan Thomas.
I don't think he was playing it. Was Logan Thomas even playing?
I don't know, but it was their tight end, and their tight end is like, he was a tall ass dude, and he threw it over and it was right to Harrison Smith. Yeah, right to Harrison Smith, man. It was wild.
Yeah, Vikings go up on the next drive after that, and then got up on them, and Heineke just wasn't able to do anything to win themselves. So that happens. I mean, Heineke's kind of an up and down quarterbacks, and that's what you're gonna get from him. But overall, they've been playing really. They played really well. They played really well for the last 3-4 games. Like I said, if they had won, every single team in the NFC East would be a winning team right now. But I still think they're a pretty decent team. I think they're a solid football team. Overall, since they got since Wentz went out, it's been a different football team.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So because here's the thing too. If they beat Minnesota gets 2 losses, right? And their 2 losses will be to NFC East teams, to the Eagles and the Washington team. Washington would be 5-4, and we would be the exact same.
Which should tell you that like our division like is the best division.
Yeah.
If the best and the rest of the NFC is struggling with our division teams, that should tell you something.
Washington and us beat the snot out of Green Bay. You know, Green Bay thought they were going to beat us, and then we just shut them down in the second half. Washington beat them from pillar to post. You know, Green Bay's not looking good. Eagles are looking good. Cowboys are looking good. So, like, it's going to, hey, those last couple NFC East games at the end of the season, those are going to get flexed into Sunday night. You know, just get ready. Just get ready. Yeah. You know, get your angry.
I feel like one of our Sunday night games is going to be flexed out. Because I think our Sunday night game that we have left is against the Colts, and
they're going to flex you out for the Giants Eagles game. For the Giants Eagles game, I don't
know. I don't know if they will, because I mean we're still the Cowboys, and they no.
Yeah, I know, but
no network wants to give away the Cowboys just for free. But if they do, but that is a possible one they could, because I mean what they're doing with, I don't know what they're doing over there in Indianapolis.
Rodney, they fired their coach today.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Yo, you know what this? You know what this is? You know what this is? It's the GM trying to push blame on him when it's really the GM's fault. So the GM builds this great roster. This GM, it's a stacked roster. Their offensive line, chef's kiss. Their two running backs, Deion Jackson and Jonathan Taylor, chef. They have no receiver. Well, now they have Michael Pittman.
They don't have great receivers over there.
Oh, Michael Pittman Jr. You know,
I mean,
you know,
is he great?
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Well, he's only in his second year. We'll see. Okay, well. Yeah, we'll see. But the problem is, you know, he needs to.
But the problem is they don't have a quarterback, and that's been the problem the whole freaking time since Andrew Luck retired. So but here's the thing: the year they had Phillip Rivers, they made the playoffs. They were pretty good. Yeah,
and they almost beat Buffalo.
What happened in the playoffs? They had to put in a different quarterback to try to win the game.
It
still was on the quarterback that they couldn't win.
Well, you know, the problem is he couldn't throw more than 15 yards. That was the issue.
So that's what I'm saying. It's been the quarterback the whole time. That reason.
And that's a GM problem. That's a GM problem. You know, and I don't know, this GM, he wanted Josh McDaniels, and McDaniels told him no. Well, yes, then no. And then his backup plan was Frank Reich. So this man who you had to go to convince him to save your butt in offseason, because after a coach basically shunned you and kind of like embarrassed you, he embarrassed him. Josh McDaniels embarrassed Chris Ballard, and Frank Reich saved Chris Ballard, because you know what Frank Reich did? He came in and he started winning right away. He started having his team playing very good. You know, this was a good Colts team. The Colts teams are good. They're just missing the key piece, and that's a GM issue. That's a GM issue, and the GM is basically saying, like, I've given you quarterbacks and you failed. Like, no, you've given me Carson Wentz. And you've given me who do they have this year?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. You're giving me a 37-year-old Matt Ryan. I did more with a 38-year-old Phillip Rivers. Shout out to Brodney. We got a donation.
All right.
Shout out to Brodney. Brodney, can't wait for Brian Flores to add the Colts and Saturday to the lawsuit. Exactly. And you literally hire
just Saturday.
Your consultant who hasn't coached in 2 years. And then when he did coach, Caleb, he was 3-6 in high school. He was a high school coach, Caleb, who was 3-6. And you're telling me racism doesn't exist in the NFL? Really? Because here's the thing, too. You know, and I think in this case, it's not racism. It's just that Jim Irsay is an idiot. Because there are 2 white NFL coaches on the roster. And a promising young coach in, like, I think his name is Devontae Valentine or something. So you even told the white coaches, no, screw you, John Fox, and who else? I don't know who else. It was like John Fox and somebody else. And like Jeff Saturday, that man was on TV last week. He was on TV. And now he's gonna be the interim head coach.
Yeah, I didn't even know how that was an option. Like, what?
Hey man, you know what? I'm gonna hire my plumber next time. Well, you know what? Jim Irsay did hire his workout buddy to be the GM, and his workout buddy destroyed Andrew Luck's career. So we'll see. Chris Engel, I'm very impressed with the Gib
Um,
Gib Gloyals.
I don't
I
know
can
what that
easily
is.
see all three of them in the playoffs as the NFC West has fallen slow. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. But like I said, the NFC East as a whole looking pretty good. Eagles,
Hey, Ursay trying to get that top pick, whatever it takes. You know what? Because here's the thing too: the Colts, when they draft quarterbacks, they don't strike out. Because here's the thing: they drafted John Elway. He just didn't want to play with them, but they were correct. They drafted Peyton Manning, correct. They drafted Andrew Luck, correct. If the Colts get the number one pick, yeah, good point. Yeah. I think that's why they. So I think Jeff Saturday is there to tank. Jeff Saturday is there to tank, and then they'll fire
let's have some
Saturday.
fun. That's what they said.
Have some
Let's
fun.
have some fun.
Let's have some fun. You know,
Yeah.
Tank. Any other NFC East storylines that we need to?
Not really.
No.
We just gotta keep winning because they're 2 games ahead of us now. So
yeah, I think us and you, we can't lose.
yeah, we can't lose.
We can't lose.
Like I said, like we were explaining last year, we were going through the schedule last week, and it's just hard to find the teams that are gonna beat the Eagles. I mean,
like literally,
it's just in division. That's really because they got 4 games in division left, which basically
2 against us
half their schedule.
So 2 against us. Have they already played the Washington? They didn't play Washington.
Yeah, they played Washington.
Okay, so 2 against us, 1-1 against you. You need to beat them. You need to sweep us and beat them, and then beat Washington. like you can't lose. None of us can lose. We can't lose because the Eagles ain't losing to some of them teams on that schedule. Like we need to.
I think like their hardest team is against the Titans, and that's
and the Titans. And the problem is with the Titans, they have no quarterback and they have no receivers. All you gotta do is shut down Derrick Henry. And you know what? Yes, who?
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. They can't because I just mentioned they don't have a run defense.
No, but here's the thing. But if you like put 8 men in the box, someone's gonna get the tackle. Somebody just
I don't think Tannehill's gonna be gone for that long. I think
they benched him
back at some point.
They benched him.
I thought he's
not hurt. He's not hurt. He's benched. They benched him. He's not hurt.
Well, they didn't even put him back in because that was a disaster.
Too late, man. It's too late. You can't go back to him.
It's not too late. Don't put that guy back in there because he was a mess.
You can't put Ryan Taylor back in there. They both stink.
I didn't know he was benched. I thought he was still just injured.
He's not hurt. I thought he
was injured. I thought he couldn't go because he wasn't even warming up.
Hurt?
He was injured last week. He was injured. Yeah.
Oh, he's injured.
Yeah, he was injured. He wasn't benched.
I thought he got injured.
That's what I'm saying. He'll be back, and it won't look as bad as.
Was it a high ankle sprain? I think it was a high ankle sprain, wasn't it? Testing out the ankle. Something with his ankle. It was something with his ankle. Well, you know what? Good luck, Ryan Tannehill. You better hurry up, because sheesh.
That's our best hope of someone beating the Eagles.
Oh my God!
Besides the division.
Imagine, like Ryan Tannehill. We need. Help me, Ryan Tannehill. You're my only hope. Like he's Obi-Wan Kenobi to us. No, but the divisional matchups is what's gonna come down to it. We need to beat them. We need to sweep them. If we want to win this division, we gotta beat all of y'all. We gotta sweep Washington. We gotta beat you in the rematch, and we gotta sweep the Eagles. And then we cannot lose to Houston and Detroit. Because I think our schedule outside of those 2 games, everything else is a divisional game. So the Giants game. No. Oh snap! We got Minnesota and the Colts.
Yeah, we got Minnesota and the Colts too.
Yeah,
we got every AFC South team. We haven't played any AFC South teams yet.
Okay, so we can't lose to Houston and Detroit. We can't do it. We got to win those matchups. And we got to win the rematch against you. Because if we win the rematch, we get placed above you on the tiebreaker. And then we need to beat Washington. And so, yeah. And honestly, like, we're going to beat the Colts. We're going to beat the Colts. Okay. I guarantee it. That's my guarantee. We're going to beat the Colts. Because the Colts want to lose.
Might be just Saturday's coming out party against the Giants.
Jonathan Taylor, like, rushes for 300 yards. And breaks the record, and then Jeff Saturday gets the head coaching job next year. God, that's just
Yeah.
atrocious. Dude, he coached high school football. He didn't even coach college, dude. And he was 3-6 in high school football. And he got an NFL head coaching job. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Dude, like you're the center, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But you went 3-6 in high school and you got the NFL head coaching job, bro. Dude, oh my God, dude, this lawsuit's gonna be crazy. Cause literally, like, I bet you, like, literally, like, when they're in court, like, show me an example of horrible hiring practice in the NFL. Exhibit A, Jeff Saturday. And they're like, how was he horrible? He'd never coached in the NFL or college. He was a high school football coach who got the interim head coaching job for the Colts. Give me another example. Cliff Kingsbury. He was a loser in college. Like, dude, like, this lawsuit's gonna be crazy, dude. This lawsuit is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be so wild, bro. Dude, they're gonna have to, if they don't want it to go to court, they're gonna have to settle like close to like $1 billion or something, bro. Like, this is wild. Like, come on, man. Like you're not gonna tell me there wasn't any, not even like, bro, not even like minority coaches. There any other white coaches that were better than Jeff Saturday? Like, dude, like, don't even, like, if you thought, Jeff Saturday was better than the white coaches, what did you think Jeff Saturday over the minority coaches? Like, come on, bro. This is wild. It's wild. But on that wild note, Caleb, we got nothing else to discuss?
We got our games coming up.
Oh, yeah, let's quickly go for it because I think I'm running out of time. That's true. So next week, the Cowboys face
The Packers.
the Green Bay Packers. So, Caleb, you're going to win.
Yeah, we're gonna win.
Yeah.
They lost by straight. They're not very good. Rodgers is pretty much his worst season he's had in his career.
He's shot, bro. He's shot.
They have no receivers. He just looks like a disaster in offense. They have two running backs that I would be concerned about because obviously our defense has had problems there, but they don't use them. They don't give them the ball. They basically ran for like barely any yards against the Lions. You think they would score points against the worst defense, and they couldn't even do that. They look like a complete disaster against the Lions. Like, we should be able to do something against that. And their defense, not very good. They've been allowing 138.6 yards on the run game. Obviously, that's where our strength is running the ball. So we should be able to run the ball on them. Like I said, they scored less than 20 points in 5 of their games. They have a 17.1 point average per game. That's pretty bad. They're not looking good. They're not a good football team right now. We should win. We're more talented. We're a better football team. The only thing that scares me is just the I mean, we don't do very good against Rodgers. I just have the bad flashbacks of the 2 playoff games we lost to the Packers and Rodgers. Games. It's just
good games.
Sickening. But that's the only thing that still have any fear of is those bad memories. But other than that, they're not good, and we should beat them. And I do believe we will beat them.
I agree. Because if we could beat them, your ass better beat them. Because if you don't beat them, I'm going to roast you. All right. So there's your internal motivation. You don't want me to be laughing at you next week. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. We're against the Houston Texans. They lost to the Eagles last week, and we're against them. They've literally they have one weapon on offense. His name is Dameon Pierce. And then the occasional Rex Burkhead. But it's Dameon Pierce. So we stop Dameon Pierce. We win the game. I don't know. Their receivers are Chris Moore and some other people. I don't know them. Sorry. Davis Mills is their still quarterback. I'm a big fan of Pep Hamilton. That man makes magic out of nothing sometimes. He helped create not create Andrew Luck. He helped to refine Andrew Luck. He was Pep Hamilton is a great offensive coordinator, a great QB coach. Davis Mills looks serviceable on occasion because of him, but I just think this is a team that we have better players than. The first time ever that I'm like, yes, our team is better than them talent-wise. This is the first team that we faced. First team that we faced, I'm like, except the receivers. They're probably Chris Moore's probably better than them. except the receiver department. But yeah, overall, we should win this game. We need to like win this handily, like coming out of the bye week. We'll see if the Xavier McKinney injury messes it up, but I think the Giants pull this one out. 21-10, probably. We won't score a lot, but 21-10. All right, Caleb, let's head on out. Where can people find you, my
He
man?
says they got a better running back.
Who?
Ronnie said they got a better running back.
No, he's trying to elevate him to, he's trying to elevate Damon Pierce to get traded in fantasy league. Get out of here, Ronnie. That's a lie. That's fantasy league related. That's fantasy league motivated right there. He knows that's bullshit. He knows that's a lie. He knows that's a lie. That's fantasy league motivated. Where can people find you, Caleb?
You can find me at NFL Caleb22 on Instagram and Twitter. You can find my articles on our website at letsgetreadynetwork.com. It's betting the NFL. I'm trying to make you guys money. And betting the NFL on this channel or that noon channel.
This channel, we have 2 more weeks on this channel. Then by the week of the 21st, we'll be transitioning fully to the new channel. Let's Get Ready Network, the highlights. The Jet Promo interview was, yeah.
Betting the NFL is going to be on this Thursday on this channel. I'm 4-1. I went 4-1 this week. I've been really good for the past few weeks. I've been pretty hot. So get on the train. Like, I'm making y'all money. That's all I'm doing. I'm just making guys money. So please watch it. If y'all like making money, go watch that because I'm just giving out winners here.
Winning, chicken dinner. All right, guys. I'm Ferris Malone. You can find me at Ferris Malone on Twitter, or if Twitter still exists by next week. I don't know if Twitter is gonna fall apart. But yeah, guys, by Thanksgiving week, the 21st, we're gonna be fully transitioning over to the new channel. Let's Get Ready Network. We'll pin it in the comments. If y'all haven't subscribed, please subscribe over there. Say subscribe over here because it's gonna be the entertainment hub. If y'all want all entertainment news, anything entertainment, movies, movie reviews, TV reviews, reactions, their entertainment news break will be on this channel. But all the sports content will be on the other channel while we grow it. Right now we're at 43 subscribers on that new channel. I'm trying to get to 50. We're trying to get to 50. We get to 50, that's good. And then we just keep growing. 50, then get 100, then 150, then 200. I try to talk these in 50. So that's pretty much all I got to promote. By Thanksgiving week, we're gonna be fully transitioned over. So these next 2 weeks, we're gonna be fully promoting it, doing all the legwork. But by Thanksgiving week, everything will be over there. So that note, thank you guys for coming to watch. See y'all next week, Monday. Don't know what time, but Monday we'll be here. Trust me. Talking Giants Cowboys. We're gonna actually have games this time around. But thank you, everyone. Stay safe. Stay calm.